Over the past few months, there's been a torrent of leaks and rumors about Samsung's latest flagship release. And now that Unpacked has taken place, we're able to bring you all the details about these new products. And they are groundbreaking. Samsung's Galaxy S series has been revealed to the world, and this year, as the name suggests, jumping from S10 to S20, well, this year we have major upgrades throughout the device, but especially with the camera system. 3 handsets have been launched at the Galaxy Unpacked event: the Galaxy S20, the Galaxy S20 Plus, and the Galaxy S20 Ultra. However, there will be 5G versions available for all 3 devices. Now, this is a flagship series, so despite the variation in cost, all 3 of these phones should be considered very high spec. The Galaxy S20 will have a 6.3-inch QHD Plus Infinity O display. It's a dynamic AMOLED display with HDR10 Plus certification and 120Hz support. So all 3 of the new handsets will support a 120Hz refresh rate for ultra smooth scrolling and animations, and all 3 have an improved under-display fingerprint scanner with a larger surface area to recognize your fingerprint. The Galaxy S20 will have a 4000 mAh battery, come with either 8 or 12 GB of RAM, and have 128 GB of internal storage, which is upgradable to 1 TB through microSD support. When it comes to the camera system, even the S20 shows a massive upgrade when compared to the previous generation S10. The S20 will have a triple lens setup, a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. There's also a 64 megapixel sensor with a telephoto lens. This features a 3x optical zoom and a 30x super resolution zoom, utilizing the high resolution sensor to give you a clear shot at 30x magnification. If we move on to the S20 Plus, we get a slightly larger handset with what is a 6.7-inch version of that beautiful, almost bezel-less Infinity O display. The screens across all 3 devices have an extremely small punch-hole camera, a 10 megapixel unit on both the S20 and the S20 Plus. A slightly larger screen gets a slightly larger battery to go with it. The S20 Plus has a 4500 mAh unit that supports fast wireless charging 2.0 and wireless power share, as do all of the devices in the range. There's a massive 12 GB of RAM and 128 GB or 512 GB storage options. The S20 Plus's camera system is equipped with 1 more lens than the more affordable S20. It will still carry the 2 12 megapixel wide and ultra wide angle cameras and the 64 megapixel zoom system with the 3x optical zoom and 30x super resolution zoom. But the S20 Plus will also have Samsung's new depth vision camera, giving it millimeter perfect perception of its surroundings, which make for perfect portrait shots and shallow depth of field video. This camera can also help out with subject tracking when recording video, and it is a great addition to the impressive array of sensors across the back of the S20. But if you demand the very best photos from your mobile phone, then you will probably be most interested in the Galaxy S20 Ultra. But be warned, this is a very large handset with a 6.9-inch Infinity O display. It's almost entirely screen, and it really has a wow factor when you see it for the first time. Every year with the S-Line releases, Samsung always impress with their displays, but this time with the ultra smooth 120Hz tech, as well as games and movies looking better than ever before, the ultra smooth display also enhances the user experience with perfectly fluid and smooth animations while scrolling and navigating through the device. This super powerful handset will have a 5000 mAh battery powering its new 7nm chip. There is a choice of either 12 or 16 GB of RAM, which is a huge amount of system memory for pretty much any device, let alone a smartphone. So multitasking will be no problem at all. The storage options will be 128 GB or 512 GB with 1 TB of upgradable storage available. The top of the range S20 device will have a 40 megapixel selfie camera embedded in that tiny pinhole. This camera will combine 4 pixels down into 1 to give you an extremely clean and detailed 10 megapixel shot, which is ready for Instagram and instantly uploadable through the camera app. But the most exciting feature on the new Galaxy S20 Ultra is that huge camera array across the back. It could be the largest camera bump that we've ever seen on a phone, but for good reason, as it is the largest camera sensor that's ever been inside a smartphone. The Galaxy S20 Ultra's camera consists of a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera with an f2.4 aperture and a 108 megapixel wide angle camera with an f1.8 aperture and optical image stabilization. Now, this camera is able to combine its pixels to give you a lower resolution shot, but with greatly enhanced detail and clarity, as well as increasing its low light performance by effectively increasing the overall size of each pixel. And as a result, it is able to deliver a 12 megapixel shot with an effective pixel pitch of 2.4 microns, almost doubling the pixel size of most high-end smartphones. The telephoto camera is a 48 megapixel unit with a lossless hybrid optical zoom of 10 times. This combines the optical zoom from the periscope lens with cropping pixels from the 48 megapixel sensor to deliver beautiful shots at a massive 10 times zoom. The periscope lens is an ingenious way of getting longer focal lengths within the confined space of a smartphone by reflecting the light across the device and then placing the sensor further away from the lens and at a 90-degree angle. But this device takes that to a new level and offers a 100 times super resolution zoom, the longest focal range you will find on any smartphone, and it still delivers very good shots at that magnification. And to top it all off, the S20 Ultra will have Samsung's new depth vision camera for outstanding portraits. Overall, it's an incredibly strong flagship series from Samsung this year. The Galaxy S20 line is going to be very tough to beat in 2020. The Samsung Galaxy S series is available at Chitter Chatter on EE, the UK's #1 network.